So, welcome back to another episode of Healing Chat Podcast, a series where we invite different people, professionals, and hear about their experiences and their view on mental health. So, today we have a very special guest, Dr. Gilbert Wong, who previously worked at the Hong Kong Police Force, and now he's a clinical hypnotherapist and counselor. He will be talking about emotional resilience, specifically on empowering young people facing academic pressure, emotional stress, and social challenges, and offering them practical methods to cope with. So, you had an incredible 29-year career in the Royal Hong Kong Police Force, specializing in crisis negotiation. What inspired this transition from the police enforcement to mental health advocacy?
Thanks, Nicole, for inviting me to share my experience. Actually, the transition is very smooth. For the past 29 years in the police force, I've been doing a lot of mental health related, I would say, operation, project, and also and program. To start with, crisis negotiation is a very meaningful job. So to help people who are in crisis, and also on the top of my duty as a commanding officer of the police negotiation cadre, I'm also the founding chairman of the police care links cadre. This cadre is very unique. This cadre actually want to promote the positive psychology, positive mindset, building up a caring culture of our police force, and particularly we would like to stress on the peer support and peer counseling mindset. So I would say this transition is quite smooth. I've been doing what I love, and I do what I love, and also it's my mission and vision in life to help people and also to help people in crisis. I would say, and smooth transition from the law enforcement to the mental health advocacy.
Um, As the founder of Hypno Health Consulting and the chairman of the Hong Kong Mental Wellness Association, so what are the key gaps do you aim to address? Like, are there any to try to normalize conversation on mental health, breaking the stigma, making it a topic there's nothing to hide because you know that people tend to criticize or judge people who are actually suffering from any kinds of mental health issues?
Yes, Nico, thanks for asking me this question. Actually, setting up the Hong Kong Mental Wellness Association, my first project together with a team of very professional psychiatrists and clinical psychologists and also mental health professional. And when we set up this association, it was during the very difficult, challenging time of the COVID. Okay, we set up an emotional helpline to offer emotional support to people who are in need. And actually, we got quite a number of calls. And our vision, okay, of the Hong Kong Mental Wellness Association, we'll call it HKMWA, is to empower individual to lead a fulfilling life. That's very important. We all would like to live a fulfilling life. No matter whether you're young people, you're middle age, you're in a sort of adult stage, we always want to lead a fulfilling life. So what's a fulfilling life? The first mission is to raise the mental health awareness in the communities. The awareness is very important. I will cover a little bit about what sort of people need to seek professional help. And the first stage or first step is the awareness. Okay, you know you need to go to seek help. You know your present resources, your present contact might not be able to help you. So this is very important. So the first mission is to raise the mental health awareness. In fact, when you talk about holistic wellness, we got four dimensions. The first dimension is physical health wellness. So you got different kind of body system, cardiovascular, respiratory, and also your endocrinology, endocrine system, and the nervous system. You got different kind of body system. The second aspect of our holistic wellness is the psychological. Okay, so that's why psychological health is equally important with that than the physiological health. And the third dimension is the social wellness. Okay, your relationship with people. So that's why when you are not having a good term with people. You will have a challenging like psychological and even maybe develop into like challenging physiological health. So this is very important. And the fourth dimension, when I talk about holistic wellness, is the spiritual wellness. So meaning of life. Okay, what you treasure in life. This is very important. Let me digress a little bit about fulfilling life and meaningful life. In Japanese culture, they got this concept called ikigai. Okay, I K I G A I, ikigai. This concept is very helpful for us to think about what is a fulfilling life. It's all about discovering what you love, what you are good at, and what the world needs. And last but not least, is what you can be paid for. So this is finding the intersection of these four elements. So finding out what you're good at is very important. And also this Ikigai concept is all about finding joy and purpose in every life. So this is, I would say, the spiritual dimension of holistic wellness is very important. We we often link our like purpose to work, hobbies, or passion. It's not just about career. It's about finding what makes life worth living, and that can bring you joy. So that's why Hong Kong Mental Wellness Association, one of the mission is to raise the mental wellness in the community. And then our second mission is providing timely, proactive, and appropriate support for the community needs. So this is our proactive approach. Okay. In particular, we initiate a project called SOS recently at school, called We Save Our Students. Because of the mental health challenges recently. So this project, we offer free consultation service, psychiatric service for those who are in this in a school setting. The third reason, probably I'll answer your question, the key gaps. Okay, our third mission is to reduce mental health stigma. Okay, so a lot of people they don't want to see like professional health. They are thinking that okay, when we go to see a psychiatrist or mental health professional, you're a little bit crazy, but actually it's not. I would like to use an analogy. When you break your leg, you go see an orthopedic surgeon. Okay, when you're having a tummy ache, you go see I would say like specialist. When you're emotionally, I would say, not too healthy, you need to see a professional. So this is something we would like to reduce the mental health stigma. Okay, so and the fourth mission I would say very important is nurture our next generation. Okay, so this is you, Nicole, our next generation. How to have a fulfilling life. So this is I would say our mission about on our Hong Kong Mental Wellness Association.
So thank you for sharing like the Japanese culture and how do you raise the mental health awareness, reducing stigma, right? Because there is really
Mm,
a lot of stigma, especially I'm in
yes,
Hong Kong. Actually, I totally agree that physical health is like literally as important as mental health. It's not like, oh, if you have mental health issue, it indicates that you're crazy. That's not the point, right?
exactly,
So
exactly.
I totally agree with what you said, and I truly inspired by your mission on setting up the Mental Wellness Association. So your work often deals with high pressure situation, like both in policing and mental health. So how do you define emotional resilience and why it is so critical for young people today?
Okay, before I define mental or emotional resilience, I would like to stress, okay, pressure or stress, okay, is sometimes could be very like useful for us. We don't have enough like pressure or stress, okay, you feel very bored, okay, this is something that no pressure or little pressure doesn't do good on you. On the other hand, you have a lot of pressure. Might have like burnout, your holistic wellness are not too good, but something in the middle, okay, will you have like optimal pressure or optimal stress that will give you like maximum performance, okay? Just when you think about it, whether we abolish like examination or tests in your school system, what do you think? Because we don't have test, exam, so no stress at
I
all.
think I think it depends on like what stress do you have? Like, is it like on academic? There might be like, there's a lot of aspects that contribute to stress. Like, not only academic, where like students, like academic might be the most significant, but then social, if you're an adult, work might be like the
Yes.
most stressful thing for you, right? So it depends on like what contribute to your stress the most. It might be academic, but if you're saying that we're abolishing exam or tests, we might, it doesn't mean that we have zero stress in our life.
That's right. That's why how we see stress is very important. Okay, from my personal experience, I was sort of like perceive stress. It's a challenge. Okay, it's a challenge in front of you. So I need to find a ways to overcome this challenge. So your mindset is very important. Okay, so that's why no matter it's academic stress or even work stress, this is like a challenge. You need to find resources to overcome this challenge. And after you overcome this challenge, okay, you will gain wisdom, you will gain experience, you gain, I would say, like working wisdom that will help you to go further when you progress in life. So I would say resilience, according to American Psychological Association, resilience is a process of adapting well in face of adversity, trauma, um, tragedy, stress, or even significant sources of stress, such as family and relationship problem, or even exam, serious health problem, or workplace financial stress. It means, okay, how you can bounce back from all this difficult experience. So, in a nutshell, I can use two words to define resilience: is how quick you can bounce back. So for emotional resilience is how quick you can to bounce back from negative emotion to positive emotion. So this is, I would say, it's very important having this like resilience. So for this resilience word, you can apply to any other dimension. For example, financial resilience, okay, and also academic resilience. So you can put any word. It's the quicker that you can bounce back to normality.
Yeah, so linking back to like we talked about a bit like academic
Mm-hmm.
pressure, right? So many people, young people especially in Hong Kong, face intense academic pressure leading to anxiety or burnout. Like if they fail a test or exam, they feel so worried if their parents are gonna find out
Mm-hmm.
because they might be scolded by them. Parents will always think that their children are too lazy, just focusing on electronic devices, keep on saying that they're a failure, which will definitely affect their self esteem, further leading to anxious or nervous feelings for the next test or exam, as they're going to be like, what if I fail it again, right? So, from experience, what are the most common warning signs that a student is struggling?
So, for most of the patients that come to see me in my clinic, I can categorize into like four domain or four like group of people. It's people who cannot sleep, who cannot eat, who cannot work, and who cannot enjoy life. So for a lengthy period of time, I would say up to 1 month to about 6 weeks. So on Monday, we don't feel like going to work or going to school. That's okay. If you experience this sort of like stress up to like 6 weeks, so you need to seek help. So this is, I would say, the first warning sign is one of this. You cannot sleep properly. Either, okay, you eat a lot or you don't feel like eating. So even weight gain and weight loss is another very like I would say like key warning sign that we can know about either yourself or your fellow classmate or students. And I would also like to reiterate about the holistic wellness. Okay, the PPSS model that's I mentioned just now is physiological, psychological, social, and spiritual. So this is very important that we can keep an eye on all these four dimensions.
Yeah, so definitely awareness is really
Yes,
significant for
yes.
us when like student or like people that notice that they are struggling or they're just not feeling the best,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Yes.
this might be a sign that they have to seek help either from psychiatrists, clinical psychologists, etc. So another aspect, social
Hmm.
challenges like
Yes.
loneliness, bullying, or just feeling like you don't fit in can be really tough,
Hmm.
especially when you're young,
Hmm.
where I have been through. I was feeling overwhelmed. No one
Yep.
truly understands that what I was going through. And when we're stuck in that place,
Hmm.
it is so difficult to even
It is.
imagine
It
where
is.
to start building a supporting system. So,
Hmm.
for someone who is feeling isolated or they have been left out, hurt by others, what are some advice that you give to these people when they do not have any friends, professional, or family to support them?
The loneliness issue is sort of like global epidemic now. So in the UK and also in Japan, they created loneliness ambassador to take care about the loneliness person in their countries. So this is very important. Loneliness, okay, and also you might feel being bullied by other people and could be quite overwhelming. So I would suggest, okay, we can start small. Everybody got their own inner resources, okay. For example, now you're in your teenage era, so for the past, like I would say, 18 years, you have experienced like a lot of like stress, but you overcome it. You overcome most of it so that you'll be able to live a fulfilling life. So all this like past experience that you have learned is very important. So when you feel alone, okay, and you don't feel like going to seek help from professional or even from your peers, your inner resources. So that's why, okay, I would suggest spend some time by yourself, having this reflection in your life. Look for the past positive experience. So think of some positive experience in the past that can help you. Okay, what's the wisdom that you can get? So the more experience that you've got, the more wisdom that you got, the easier that you'll be able to face challenge. I would like to stress that inner resources is very important. Okay, and also when you probably exhaust all these inner resources, then you need to have the awareness of seeking help. Okay, from your like inner peer circle. Okay, but if your issues like a little bit bigger, so you might need to seek like professional. So you got like three tiers support: inner resources, your peer, and also professional support. And also seeking professional support is a very courageous like act. It's a very
Yeah.
courageous like mindset because everybody need help from other people.
Yes, totally agree with you that it's kind of like brave to actually
Mm,
seek help because
yes,
it's not very easy telling people like something that's very deep inside your own
yes.
thoughts, your emotions. It's not easy to do that. And so I totally agree that it's like a courageous step of like seeking help. And
Hmm.
so what are some simple but like effective mindfulness or like grounding techniques recommend for instant stress relief? Like, since some of my own coping strategy for mental well-being, like I like running or exercising, might
That's
not be
good.
actually feasible for everyone due to like time
Hmm.
constraints, right? Like
Yep.
running a treadmill might be like 30 minutes, 3K, 5K. So are there any methods like breathing exercises that only takes about like 10 minutes so that people can actually do that even though they have a hectic schedule?
Sure, sure. In my like crisis negotiation experience, I already deal with a lot of stressful like incident. So I need how am I going to calm myself down? Okay. So the first step is to stop. And actually, when you stop, okay, one of the very useful technique I would say, first of all, breathing. Okay, so you can sort of sit down very quietly in a very safe environment. So just close your eyes. Just focus on your breathing. Okay, one very like useful technique is you use your abdominal breathing. Okay, the technique is the time of breathing out is longer than your time of breathing in, so that will activate your parasympathetic system, and that will really slow down your body, your emotions. The second technique is the progressive muscle relaxation. So you can systematically like relax your muscle from head, face, okay, neck, shoulder, hand. Just relax. The whole idea is when your muscle relax, your emotion will relax. And the third technique is to think. of a very, I would say, soothing, quiet, peaceful environment. So your mind, if you can imagine, you can realize it. So it could be a beach, it could be like your best holiday destination that you went last time. It could be imaginary. So when you combine breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, and also imagination, that could quickly calm yourself down.
Yeah, I also do think that sometimes breathing like is really important. So many youth like struggle with negative self-talk.
Hmm.
Like for example, I'm such a failure. I cannot do it right. Anyone can actually do this, so it's not a big deal, and I
Hmm.
don't deserve any credits. Like if we have these thoughts, what are some advice for reframing thoughts in a
Yep.
more like compassion way?
Okay, I would like to share with you of one English word. Okay, this English word is focus. Okay, what we focus, where we focus, how we focus, that will determine our destiny. We focus on negative thought that will produce negative like emotion and negative behavior. So, first of all, aware of this negative thought. And you need to appreciate yourself. So keeping a reflection journal is very important. Okay, so you can look into your strength and resources. Okay, important. So Nicole, you just raised up, okay, the positive behavior. And this positive behavior can lead you to positive mindset, positive thought, and positive emotion. So this is a triangular thing. So mindset, positive emotion, positive behavior, and positive thought, and also vice versa. So that's very important.
Yeah, I also feel that like sometimes it's kind of hard for us to
Hmm.
like not think of these negative things, but then as you mentioned, like focus, yeah, I can try like in the future. So
Good.
I like to run, right? But then when like our motivation is low, like we don't have the motivation for it,
Hmm.
what are some like small daily habits can help young people to basically regain a sense of
Good.
control?
So just now I mentioned about this reflection journal. It's a good habit and exercise for you to sort of like try is every day you focus and identify three little happiness like incident or issue every day. So you just jot it down, put into this reflection journal or what you get happiness journal. On a daily basis, you put in five. On a weekly basis, you got 21. On a monthly basis, you got like 100. All this little happiness like incident. So when you go through it, you can find your own pattern. This little thing can make you happier. So you do it much more often. So this is how you gain like small little daily habit that will like shift your mindset to a positive like direction.
Yeah, so if you could give only one piece of advice to
Hmm.
a young person feeling overwhelmed by life pressures, what would it be?
Okay, the sweet and bitterness of your life. Okay, so when you experience like positive experience, you just save it. You just need to bank it. Okay, when you experience some bitterness in your life, okay, just tell yourself this is your challenging part. Everybody face it. Okay, when you overcome it, it will add to your wisdom. It will this all this experience add into your wisdom. I think we also have this concept called post-traumatic growth. Okay, instead of PTSD, post-traumatic like stress syndrome, we can have growth. So this is something that I would like to encourage. Okay, young people. It's very normal to you're still young in the world. You're gaining experience, so be patient. Okay, to yourself. Be brave to your dream and go. Nothing to lose.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Dr. Wang, for sharing your invaluable
It's my
insights on
pleasure.
guiding young people to emotional resilience. Your journey from like the Hong Kong police force to becoming a clinical hypnotherapist and counselor is very inspiring. And your
Thanks.
practical advice on managing academic pressure, emotional stress, social challenges is something our listener, especially youth and their supporter, can really benefit from. So, to our audience, I hope today's conversation can actually give some useful tools to navigate life pressure with greater strength and self awareness. like remember that resilience isn't about
Hmm.
like avoiding struggles, but actually learning how to move through them with confidence.
Yes, indeed.
So if you enjoy this episode, don't forget to follow for more meaningful discussion like this one, and we will see you in the next episode.
Bye
Bye and thank you.
bye.